And we can start. So that is VAT. The VAT, you know, it's a value added tax.
Yeah.
Ile tax inakuanga imefichwa kwa vitu za kununua. So huwezi feel, you can't feel it, but it's indirect tax.
But the last 3 months we've been feeling it.
You see, even unaona unga ijakuwa na VAT yake imekuwa down, so unaona venye waliweka, you can feel it the way it is.
Yeah.
Also the petroleum imekuwa na VAT kidogo, unakumbuka. So when the VAT ilienda juu at 8%, watu walifanya nini? Watu kuumia. Hata sasa we are still kuumia sana.
Oh, petroleum is at 8% now.
Yeah, it's 8% now. Najua kuna time Uhuru waling'ang'ana hapo, sasa parliament ikarudisha, Uhuru akasign.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So we can go on. So VAT, that is value added tax is charged on supply of taxable goods or services made or provided in Kenya, or importation of taxable goods or services into Kenya. And then any person, individual, company, or partnership that has supplied or expect to supply taxable goods worth 5 million and above within 12 months, you must register for VAT. So any business that is running that has an income of more than 5 million, you must register for VAT. Okay. So hiyo haina option. Then the registration is done online via iTax, the normal way. I think we agreed that at the end of this at the end of our syllabus, ndakuonyesha how you register VAT, income, whatever. We shall have a presentation on that. So once you have once you maybe you know yourself that you have started a business, and this business you are going to sell goods worth more than 5 million, you are eligible to register for VAT. Then once registered, you will be required to account for VAT charged on your taxable suppliers through an online monthly returns and pay any VAT due. So VAT is done on monthly, and failure to do the returns, there is always a penalty. So that means that if you don't have any goods to supply or to sell during the month, you do the nil returns. Then the VAT rates, there are 3 types of tax rates. That is a zero rated suppliers, goods listed in the second schedule to the VAT Act, e.g. exportation of goods, services, goods supplied to exporting processing zone, privileged persons and public bodies, etc. They are 0 rated. So for example, you see the privileged persons. Unasikianga hiyo our privileged persons, they are like the disability, the youth, the women. When they do these supplies, by the way, their supplies, they are 0 rated. They are 0 rated. So wao walipangi VAT.
Okay.
Yes, that is according to the laws of Kenya. So they are under the privileged persons and the public bodies. So for example, the KEMSA, when they supply the whatever, they really don't pay the VAT. And there are some of the public organizations that supplies vitu hapa na pale. They are also, their VAT is 0 rated. So when it is 0 rated, it doesn't mean that it is going to be there forever. So the 0 rated can be inaweza kuwa approved end time. So when we say 0 rated, it is 0 at that moment. Then number 2, we have petroleum oils obtained from that is motor spirits, diesel, super aviation spirit, etc. So that's what nimekwambia, it is 8%. So the petroleum products, mafuta hiyo yote, it is taxed at 8% VAT. Then number 3, we have the general rate for other goods and services. So any other goods apart from the above from 1 and 2, you pay VAT at 16%. Then we can, when is VAT payable? It is important to note that tax is due and payable area of when goods or services are supplied to the purchaser. So once you supply goods or you give a service that is VATable, remember, that is when you are supposed to pay VAT. Number 2, an invoice is issued in respect to the supplier. So So the moment you issue an invoice indicating VAT, it is due. 3, payment is received for all part of the supply. So once the zile vitu may supply and you have received the maybe you have supplied immediately na watu wamelipa, VAT is due. Then we have a certificate is issued by, when a certificate is issued by a surveyor or any person acting or as a consultant in any supervisory capacity in respect of the service. That is when you give a service. So all those services that are taxable, once a certificate is issued, VAT is due. Those are the most important things that you need to keep. Then we have, how do I file and pay for VAT? VAT returns are submitted monthly via iTax on or before 20th of the following month. So, for example, you have supplied goods for this month, that is August. We are in August. So VAT is due 20th for next month. So it is due, the deadline is 20th of the following month. So ukipitisha hiyo pia unatakiwa, yani unakuwa penalized. Persons with no VAT to declare are required to submit a nil return. So maybe during the month you didn't make any supplies, you didn't sell anything that is VATable, you make a nil return so that you avoid to get penalized. Then how do I pay for VAT? After filing the VAT returns online via iTax, you are required to generate an e-slip, which is used to physically pay the tax at KRA appointed banks. You may, however, authorize your bank to pay the tax through a direct credit transfer, the commission account at the Central Bank of Kenya. This simply means you generate a e-slip. Either you can pay through M-Pesa, you can pay through the bank, the normal way we have been discussing before. So that's how you pay the VAT. And tax, that is the standard remains. Then what is the penalty for the late filing and the paying of VAT? Date. So tumeelewana, it is on or before 20th of the following month. Penalty of late filing, whichever is higher, between 10,000 and 5% of the tax due. So if you take the tax due, wanaweka 5% on it, wana compare, whichever is high is what you are supposed to pay. Then penalty on late payment. So 5% of the tax due, 5% of the tax due, and a late payment interest of 1% per month on the unpaid tax until the tax is paid full. So as you can see, there is very heavy penalty on these things. So you must, if maybe you're employed as an accountant somewhere, you must see this strictness of the VAT deadlines. Otherwise, you might cause the company paying a lot of penalty. In fact, some of the organizations, when you are in that seat, maybe you are in the department of doing those taxes. So if you fail to do your job, actually the penalty that falls on that, you are supposed to pay from your pocket. So as an accountant, we must be very, very strict on the deadlines. Then we have what we call electronic tax invoice. So the VAT, that is electronic, the electronic tax invoice regulation 2020, gazetted on 25th September 2020, legal notice number 189, introduced the implementation of the electronic tax invoice in Kenya. So previously, we used to have ETHAL. So this actually, the electronic tax invoice is an improvement of an ETL machine. So, yeah.
I haven't seen one before, but I've heard the buzz about it.
You have heard
a buzz. I've had deadlines. Nimesikia hizo deadlines that you need to register your business, need to have registered by, I think it was 31st July. I think then they pushed the deadline to, I think.
Yeah, they pushed it to 30th of September.
Yeah, but I don't really understand. Like, if I'm asked to explain, I really don't know what's going on, but I've heard of those deadlines.
So the electronic tax invoice, it is okay. We used to have a ETL machine. ETL machine, it was electronic tax register. So once you are doing business, KRA gives you an ETL machine. So once you are selling your goods, you issue an invoice using that ETL machine. So the ETL machine is registered by your KRA PIN, that is the business KRA PIN number. So once you make a sale, automatically reflect in your account and the KRA they are able to see. So it is a way of not evading tax. So it's a requirement that you have to have the VAT, the ETL machine when you are doing a business. So it connects you with the KRA. KRA uses it to monitor your sales, to monitor your business transactions, so that at any given time you are unable to lie to KRA.
Oh, so electronic tax invoice means when I sell, I need to, as an accountant, I need to upload the same sale, each and every sale on iTax.
Once you use the ETL machine, once you are selling, ukitoa invoice, lazima, sijui kama umeona, ukinunua kakitu kwa hizi shop kubwa, kuna the main receipt ni hapo chini.
Those small machines?
Yes, the small machines that supermarkets, for example, the supermarkets, the ETL machine, you don't really see the ETL machine because ETL machine has been integrated with their system.
Okay.
So where's on ETL machine hapo, but it has been integrated with the system. But ukionanga kuna zile azitumiangi, kuna zile some wholesales hizi kubwa azitumiangi hizi systems kutoa receipt, unapata kama wanaandika manual receipt, unapata kuna ka receipt kadogo wanaweka kutoka juu, alafu kutoka chini ndio unapata hiyo receipt umelipa pesa. Sijui kama umeona.
Oh yeah, then there's something that is left inside there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that one is used to monitor your sales. So it links you. So it links you between KRA and you. But if you have it and there is no transaction that passes through, KRA must investigate you.
Okay.
KRA, if they see money in the account, number one, and they see there was no transaction in the ETR machine, then you are in trouble with the KRA.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you are doing business, you are and you have 5 million and above, ETR machine is a must. So we have moved from ETR machine now to electronic tax invoice. So it is online. So that is why they have given businesses now to comply before 30th of September. So you have to upgrade your ETR machine to electronic tax invoice.
So let me ask, when upgrading, is it that the ETR machine is connected to the internet? And then it
is actually when you are upgrading, means you are purchasing a new electronic tax invoice machine. This machine it is online. Automatically it is online. Yani ukifanya biashara zako si eti lazima sasa it is connected to internet the way you have put it. So that means you cannot do without internet, vitu kama hizo. For example, the ETL machine, that is the electronic tax register, ungefanya hivyo, ukishamaliza, then now when filing, you will have to indicate the ETR number when filing. But now this one is going to be automatic. So I think when we shall do an example, you will be able to understand. Tuko pamoja?
Yes.
So that is why I've said that the electronic tax invoice refers to an invoice generated from a compliant electronic tax register that has the ability to check the correctness of the invoice data generated at the time of making a sale through a process called validation. In addition, the ETL will generate a unique QR code for each invoice that can be scanned to confirm the validity of the invoice. Once the invoice / receipt is generated and issued to the customer, the electronic version of the invoice, that is the electronic tax invoice, will be transmitted to KRA over the internet on a real-time or near real-time basis. So hii iko real. Unaonanga kama M-Pesa. So M-Pesa, you can get a real-time statement.
Yeah.
So this one is also, once you use the electronic tax invoice, it generate QR code. Ile unaweza scan. Then once an invoice is generated and issued to the customer, inakuwa transmitted to KRA over the internet. Hapo. You don't need to wait until end of the month ndio file. So hii
hello.
Ukienda kufile hizo information zote zina populate kwa system. Yeah.
So that means before this people are doing all invoices for the month one by one.
Yes.
So that means if the business upgrades to this new machine, new system, the accountant will be just confirming if they're just confirming the figures that now correct. This is it. So if, in case the accountant posts another one that was not detected, now that will flag there will be some investigation that will need to be done.
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
So there is no utakuwa unaweka invoice by one. Iko tu ina populate kwa system. You just see it. So that is the hypocrite on that.
Then they will capture. They will.
Sasa hiyo sasa ni you see that is they want to improve the revenue, the tax collection on VAT.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, nobody has used it. Nobody has no idea how it will be done. So it is the first time inakuwa implemented. So we are waiting to see how it will function.
Yeah. Because now that, imagine, I can foresee if you are supposed, if every transaction needs to pass through that machine and it's a QR code, then by 20th, you find there are some which did not pass through. Then you're entering. You see, the KRA will question on completeness of the revenue.
Exactly.
Of the business. No, hey, no, this itanasa watu vibaya.
Itanasa watu vibaya sana. So the KRA just they thought of something that can assist them to monitor, waka decide for that. So that is why actually it was gazetted in the VAT regulation 2020 on 25th September 2020. That is last year, part 1.
Okay.
Through a legal notice number 189. But we are there we are waiting to see how it will function. So after the full implementation, wakimaliza, that is the deadline. So it is going to, the first time that this one is going to be used is from 1st of October this year.
Okay.
So it was intended to start from 1st July, but due to watu hawakuweza kutafuta hizo machine, zote machines zilikuwa kidogo. So during that wakaconsider, wakasema let them wachukue hiyo deadline waipeleke mbele. So what is it, electronic tax invoice? The tax invoice management system, that is TIMS, is an upgrade of the current electronic tax register, that is ETR regime, that was rolled out in 2005. It will facilitate electronic tax invoice management through standardization, validation, and the transmission of invoices to KRA on a real-time or a near real-time basis. So that is how it looks like. Even that is a kako kadogo, hivyo si kakubwa. It's just as small as that. Personally, sijaiona, but I've seen a photo. I'm just waiting to see how it looks like. Then the requirement for electronic tax invoice, the requirements of the electronic tax invoice are applicable to all VAT registered taxpayers. KRA has published guidelines on how to comply. In order to comply, the VAT traders are required to adopt a compliant ETL to record their transactions from the approved ETL suppliers. So, they are agents, all the suppliers that are appointed by KRA. So those are the people that you are going to buy the machine from. So huwezi nunua machine from mahali popote. So you have to nunua from the approved ETL suppliers. So I think currently the machine is going around 48,000.
48,000?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So the 48,000, 50,000, depending the nature of your transactions.
Okay.
So the cheapest is 48,000. The cheapest.
Okay.
Yeah. So the taxpayers have been provided a 12-month transaction period within which to comply. That was from 1st August 2021 to 31st July 2022. But they have 30th of September 2022. Yeah.
Yes.
So we have also withholding VAT. So withholding VAT is charged at a rate of 2% of the value of taxable suppliers with effect from 7th of November 2019. No VAT is withheld on exempt goods, exempt services, and zero-rated supplies. Any VAT withheld in exempt and zero-rated supplies is treated as tax paid in error and therefore refundable by the commissioner. So I think there is that aspect of VAT withholding. So I think when we do a live example, you will be able to understand. So this means that there is maybe when you are paying your supplier and you are a VAT, you are an agent, you withhold 2%. Maybe for example, I'm a public organization, so I'm a VAT I'm a VAT agent. So wewe umeniuzia vitu. So nikikufanya nini? Nikienda kukulipa pesa yako, so you are supposed to pay 16% of VAT.
Yes.
So mimi nita withhold 2% and the rest ukea rate. Okay? When I'm paying you, wewe umeniletea vitu na mimi ni VAT agent. Mimi ni VAT, I'm appointed to be a VAT agent. You have supplied me with goods. So these goods, ziko na VAT ya 6%. Since now mimi nimeappointiwa kwa agent, I will withhold the 2% of the value ya hizo vitu zako ziko taxable. Pamoja mpaka hapo?
Let me ask, the 2%, is it on all products, on all taxable products?
All the products that attract the VAT.
Okay.
Yes. Zile zote ziko na VAT.
Okay.
Yes. So once
every VAT has a withholding of 2%.
Not every. So here we are saying there is those agents wale wameappointiwa na KRA.
Yes.
Okay? Mostly they are public organizations.
Okay.
These public organizations, they need goods supplied to them. So once you supply these goods to the public organizations, they withhold. When they are paying you your money, when they wakikulipa pesa yako, you supply vitu zako, they will withhold 2%.
Okay.
Of the total VAT. So meaning wewe wakati unaenda kufanya filing yako, you will only file 14%. That is the difference of 16. So you take the 16 minus 2. So inakuwa 14.
Okay.
Meshika?
The public, if you're transacting in the public organization, the public organization will hold 2% of the VAT charged.
Yes, exactly, correct.
And these are generally taxable sales, taxable products.
Exactly, and the ones that attract the
VAT. So
yes,
what
and these are, you remember, tumesema pia, kuna zile ziko na VAT, but they are zero rated.
Yeah.
Ama ziko exempt. So hizo, you can't withhold 2% on those goods. Yeah.
Okay.
Umeshika mpaka hapo?
Yes.
So once we do an example, you will be able to understand. So hawa watu wakisha withhold your 2%, sasa wewe ukienda kulipa, you will pay a lesser 2%. So meaning you will only pay the 14%. Because already hawa wame withhold na wame remit to KRA. So wakisha remit 2% to KRA, wewe ukifanya hiyo 14%, then sasa kwa KRA wao watachukua ile ilishatumwa tu na 14, unaona imekuwa 16%. So isha. So I think as we go on, tutafanya a real example on that.
Oh, does it also apply to services?
Yes, it applies to services.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. So that is why ukiona no VAT, that is point number 2. No VAT is withheld on exempt goods, exempt services, and zero-rated supplies. Sawa?
Yes.
So we can only have exempt services. We cannot have zero-rated services. We only have zero-rated supplies. Yeah.
We don't have zero-rated services. We have zero-rated supplies.
Yeah, you cannot have zero-rated services.
I know. Oh, yeah.
So then we have how do I pay for withholding tax? Withheld tax is remitted by appointed withholding VAT agents to the commission on the 20th day of the month for the month following deductions. So once our VAT agents now here, they must remit. They must remit the 2% to KRA on 20th of on the 20th day of the month following deductions. Failure to do, unapata tu hizo, unagongwa penalty.
Okay.
Then
so that means
yes,
the VAT needs to be remitted together with the withholding.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And
so
withholding.
I want you to understand this. This is the side of the VAT register, the VAT appointed withholding VAT agents.
Oh, agent, okay.
Yes. Then from you also you are also the 14%. You are also supposed to remit our file if on the 20th day of the month, the following month. That is the following month. Yes.
The 14%.
Yes, the 14%. Huyu pia on the 20th after making of the month following deductions. Yeah.
Yes, sorry, come up again.
I'm saying you as a businessman, si tumeelewana, you will remit, we uta remit in the 14%. Ukisha supply, you are supposed to remit the 14% on 20th following the month, following the 20th on the following month. Sindio? Pia agent anafanya the same thing. Ata remit before or on 20th of the month following month ila alifanyia deductions. Sema kama alifanya deductions ya withholding tax on March, lazima a remit by 20th of April.
Okay.
Yeah. The same concept applies.
Okay.
Then the payments are made online via iTax. Then a taxpayer whose VAT